In today's Advent reading, Jesus is no longer a newborn child. But the story told here fits in with the beginning of Jesus' life and as a way for the gospel writer to locate Jesus at the very crossroads of his day and to highlight his exposure to the cultures of much of the known world. By the time of Jesus' birth, Herod was well known to be a murderer. No sooner had he ascended to the throne than his suspicious nature led him to murder the entire Sanhedrin, which was the Jewish ruling council. Later, he killed 3,000 court officers, then his wife and her mother, and 3 of his own sons. It's no wonder then that the Magi's search for another king would drive him to want to find and destroy even a young child, and dozens more if needed, to protect his throne. So God got Jesus and his family out of there, and then when Herod had passed, he directed Joseph to return to Judea and then to move his family to Nazareth in Galilee. Later in the gospel story, someone asks, what good can come from Nazareth? Suggesting that it was a town looked down on. But the truth is, Nazareth was no backwater village, out of touch with world events. All one needed to do was climb the nearby hillside for half the world to be in view. The blue waters, the Mediterranean Sea to the west, where one would see ships going out to the ends of the earth. And looking at the coastal plain along the sea, below his feet one would have seen the trade road from Damascus to Egypt, the land bridge to Africa, one of the great caravan routes of the ancient world. On this road, known as the Way of the Sea, Jesus would have seen all kinds of travelers from all kinds of places and on all kinds of errands from points far and wide. On another road, heading to the east, he would have seen Roman legions heading out to the frontier and more caravans of trade going back and forth. It may seem in today's reading that the refugee-like movement early in Jesus' life was a reaction to dangers around him, and at some level it can be seen that way. But another way to see it is that God placed Jesus at the crossroads of the world, to be immersed in that world, to be exposed to the ways of that world, to experience what it would be like to live in that world. And understanding that world then, he knows what it's like to live in our worlds, for he has joined us here too, at the crossroads of our lives. He is God with us, Emmanuel.